A warning that global temperatures are expected to continue at current high levels, with one of the next 5 years predicted to be the hottest on record.
Global temperatures are expected to continue at or near record levels for the next 5 years, according to the World Meteorological Organization. The Met Office, which provided analysis for the report, said it's a sign that the planet is profoundly ill. Here's our climate editor, Justin Rowlett.
The bank holiday weekend brought a change in the weather, with rain across much of the country. But it follows the driest spring for more than 60 years here in the UK. And the entire world should prepare for more hot weather in the years to come. Just look at the odds. The World Meteorological Organization is predicting there is a 4 in 5 chance, 80%, that at least one of the next 5 years will be the hottest on record. And it says there is a 7 in 10 chance, 70%, that the average temperature over the next 5 years will be more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels.
L'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
1.5 degrees was the famous target to limit global warming the world agreed to try and aim for at the UN Climate Conference in Paris a decade ago. The Paris Agreement refers to a 20-year, not a 5-year average, but the direction of travel is clear.
Even with the current warming that we've seen, we're getting more frequent and intense heat waves, more extreme rainfall events, more devastating droughts. Our oceans are warming, sea ice and land ice are melting, and sea levels are rising. So we will see all of those being exacerbated as the global temperatures continue to rise.
UK farmers are already warning this year's exceptionally dry spring will likely reduce crop yields. Last spring, the worry was the impact of too much rain. And remember, scientists say every fraction of a degree of warming that can be avoided means fewer risks and less damage for us all. Justin Rowlett, BBC News.
Climate experts today revealed predictions that temperatures will remain at or near record levels for the rest of the decade. The World Meteorological Organization says there's an 86% chance that at least one of the next 5 years will be over 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. And there is an 80% chance of at least 1 year overtaking 2024, currently the warmest on record. Well, one way to help tackle climate change is to use more renewable energy. But on particularly windy or sunny days, turbines and solar panels produce more electricity than the grid can handle. And with nowhere to store it, that energy goes to waste. Our science correspondent Martin Stew reports from Motherwell in North Lanarkshire, where giant batteries are being developed to try and solve the problem.
A blustery, sunny day in Scotland, perfect for generating renewable power. But look closely and you'll see several windmills not turning. They've been stopped because the national grid can't take any more power, so is paying the owners to switch them off. It's called curtailment, and it's costing us, bill payers, £1 billion per year. The problem is mirrored in the solar industry too. This British manufacturer hoped its batteries could cut that bill.
We're not talking about a couple of AA's, but batteries the size of shipping containers with enough power for 35 homes.
They're being assembled at scale. The hope is they can absorb excess power so turbines don't need to be turned off, and then release it when it's needed.
Wind and solar, as we know, is intermittent, therefore we can't control when it is producing power. But if we can store that power over a longer duration and have that available to go, that means we can increase the amount of renewables, that reduces the cost to consumers and also increases that resilience.
There are already some batteries on the grid. They use lithium, a precious material often processed in China. Brilliant for short bursts of high power, not so good for longer storage. These batteries are made of vanadium.
So it's completely different to the lithium that's in your phone or in your car. These vanadium flow batteries are built specifically to work on the grid. They don't degrade and they work really, really hard, and that makes them ideal for getting more renewables onto the British grid.
there's a catch. Upfront costs are more expensive and you would need a lot. Another solution is to turn Loch Ness into a giant water battery, similar to this facility I visited in Switzerland. You pump water uphill to a higher reservoir when you have surplus energy, and when you need the power back, you release the water downhill through a turbine, which creates electricity. That, though, doesn't solve the problem that the need, where people live, Red here is densely populated, is often a long way from where renewable energy is being generated. That's why the government is committed to new, large pylons, removing grid bottlenecks to get the power to where it's needed. But persuading people to have one of these nearby won't be easy. Martin Stew, ITV News.